Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a simple COVID-19 tracker, and as you can see on the screen right now, this is how our result is going to look like, where we have a country list and we can just click on submit for whatever country we want the data for, and we update the data. We are going to do this using absolutely basic HTML and JavaScript. There are going to be no libraries, no plugins. It's going to be very simple, and as you can see, it's all done in 40 lines of code. So let's get into it. Alright, step one, as always, I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it COVID-19 tracker. Alright, let's just get up a simple HTML template in here. Alright, the first step that we're going to do is import jQuery. jQuery is just an extension of JavaScript. If you want a detailed description of what jQuery is and what it does and why we need to utilize it, I'm just going to leave a link right here so that you can see how we've implemented it in previous cases. Okay, so now that we have our HTML file ready, what we are going to see is first which API we can use. So I found something over here called the Coronavirus COVID-19 API, which is, I believe, developed in collaboration with Postman. I'll leave a link for this in the description, and what they've done is they've given you a free API which you can just hit and get results for. Although if you're planning on making a website which will be used by a lot of people, you would have to subscribe for this because they rate limit your API. But I think for our situation it's perfect. So we're going to be using two APIs here. The first one is the countries one, where we get every type of country that there is currently which is being tracked by this API, and this is going to be used to populate that options for choosing the country. And the second one is going to be by country total all status, this one, which just gives us the total counts for that particular selected country. Alright, so now to hit this API is why we need jQuery. And if you see, I have a simple basic select tag thing open from w3schools.com. I'm just going to copy this. I'm building it in a way that is more relatable for everybody. So let me just copy and paste that. Now these options, as you can see, are of cars. So I want these to be countries, and I don't want to hard code these countries. I want these countries to come from the API that we've just used. So if I just see how this looks right now, it just gives me a select box over here. Okay, so let me just hit that API and get all these countries first. Okay, so as you can see here, we've gotten our data from this particular API. So data should house all these countries' value. So this should be an array of objects where each object holds the country's name. Let me just see if we've logged it perfectly. Let me move out of the way, and yeah. So you can see we have 248 results, 248 objects in which we have the country and the slug. Now the country is the display name that we want to show, and the slug is that particular ID which we need to send to our API to get the particular information for that country. Okay, so now let's populate our select list to actually show these countries instead of showing the car company manufacturers. So let me remove this, and what we'll do is we'll iterate over every object and create exactly what we saw earlier, this option field. Okay, so as you can see here, I've iterated over every object in data. So when I'm iterating over here, data of I gives me that particular object which we saw over here, which is country Paraguay and slug Paraguay, but with a smaller p. So as you can see in the value, I am putting that particular value that we want for us, which pertains to us. We don't care what the country's name, the display name looks like, but we do care what its ID field is to get the data for that country, and it is stored in slug. So we have option value of slug and we have the country name here displayed. So let's see how this looks once we refresh. So as you can see, it's going to show empty until we actually get the data from our API, and that's how promises work. Again, you can refer to that same video which I had linked earlier to see how we made this work exactly. Now you can see we have a list of every country, and now we need an option for the user to select a country, click on a button and get its details. Okay, so I've added two things. One is a submit button and one is a div called result. So now what I would likely want to do is on submit, when it is pressed, I've created a function called on submit. Once on submit is pressed, I would want to get that particular country which is selected by the user, and secondly I would want to hit that API again for that particular selected country and get those live results of the cases right now. So I have console.log slug over here. Let me just see if it's working as we expected to. Let's go to Australia, click on submit. As you can see, we've logged the slug for Australia. Okay, so let me hit the API now. This is what we saw on the documentation, which you can check out in the description as well. So this is what it says. It says you need to hit this particular API, which is /total/country, and followed by the slug name. Handling our promise again, data, and let's log and see what we're getting first. Alright, so for let's say Australia again, I click on submit. We got the slug Australia, and we got 256 items of data for this particular country. So from what I understand is each of these line items is actually a particular day. So for example, I've just gone to index 100, and this is the 1st of May. 1st May. The second one is 2nd May. The third one is going to be 3rd May, and so on. But in your websites, you could handle these and show them as a graph or show them how you want them to. But in this scenario, I'm just going to take the latest one and seeing how the data is put in, and the latest one is going to be the last object in that particular array. Okay, so I've gotten the latest data. I've stored the number of confirmed cases, the number of deaths, and the number of total people recovered. If you want to see how this looks exactly, I've hit that same API on my browser, and over here, as you can see, we have a field called confirmed, which is the number of cases, deaths, which is the number of deaths, and recovered, which is the number of people who have recovered. And we also have active. Let me just add that in as well. So we have let active equal to latest data dot active, and that's how you read from a object in JavaScript. Okay, now let's just display these details in our result field. So to do that, we select that particular field. So we go document.getElement by ID. As you can see, I've given it an ID of result on line 11, which is right here. And for that, I will just say inner HTML. For now, let me just say h2 confirmed cases, and let me say confirmed, and let me close that tag as well, and let me move out of the way. And let's see how that looks. Submit, and you can see that we have confirmed cases displaying over here. Let me just add all of these values in. Okay, I've just added all of these values in, done the same thing, just said just put in the name of the type of case and given it its value in pure HTML. As you can see, you can switch between countries. Let's check out India, and we click on submit, and you can see the confirmed cases, the deaths, and the recovered people. I hope this helps you out, and I hope you guys create some new types of functionalities with this, which may be a type of data the world isn't even seeing right now. And I'd love to see what you guys do, and you can just send me the links to your website, or even to whatever GitHub repositories you've built if you can't afford to host a website at the moment. Thank you so much for watching, and please stay safe, stay home, and hope all is well. Thank you.